Welcome to Decoding Jeffrey Edward Epstein's numerology. So as a numerologist, one of the things that I look at are the patterns of the name and the date of birth. So Jeffrey allegedly committed suicide on August 1st, 2019 by hanging. So one of the first things I wanted to look at were patterns in his name, okay? So the first thing that I notice is that he's got the number 15, J-E is the number 15. He's got the number 15 in his first name, okay? And then Edward has 51, which is 15 in the other direction. And then his date of birth, he's also got January, or even the year, he's got a 15 there, 15. And interestingly enough, card 15 in the tarot is the devil card. Now it gets a little creepier. He was born January 20th under the sign of Capricorn. So he is a Capricorn dragon. Dragon would be the Chinese system. Well, guess what? The devil card, what planet is assigned to the devil card? Yes, that's right, Capricorn. So he was born under the sign of the devil card. And it gets better. The ruling planet for Capricorn, or for the devil card, is Saturn. This is about power, prosperity, and also personal appearances. Capricorn dragons are very concerned about their personal appearances. So, isn't this interesting? And the sign of Capricorn is the cross with like a hook coming out of it. And he hung himself, allegedly, and that's the hangman. Now, it's very interesting to look at all of these not only with the tarot card, but also in a new sense of where can we find in the patterns of his number some clues about what's going on with this guy. So what I have found is that most people die or perish under either 9 or 5 vibrations. So he was in a 6 personal year. I'll get my pointer out. A 6 personal year. His personal month was a 5. There you go. A personal month of 5. So he died 8/10 of 2019 at the age of 66. Now he does have a pattern of 5s in his name. 5-5 in Jeffrey. 5-5 in Edward. 5-5-5 in Epstein. So we definitely have a pattern of upsetting events, which his life has been nothing but upsetting events. Now, he died at the age of 66, all right? 66. The number 66. Let's look at that. In the Bible, or as a meaning of 66 in numerology, it can be about justice, right? Justice. Isn't that interesting? In the Bible, 66 is related to something evil. In fact, 666 is the mark of the devil. Did you know that the Old and New Testaments has 66 books each? There's 66 people in Jacob's family. And did you know that the word curse appears in the Old Testament 66 times? And that the word curse has the 15 in it, and number 15 tarot card is the devil. Is this all making sense? I don't know. It's very interesting. Now, I did write 3 addictions because threes have to be careful of addictions. And he did have a sexual addiction. Now, do you want to know the most interesting part for me? Was when I discovered, that he raped women, right? He was raping and sex trafficking women and children. Well, guess what? In numerology, with the letter A being 1 and Z being 26, woman adds up to 66. He died at 66. So I looked at his name. He's got 66. The letter FF is 6. He's got 66 in his name. He died at 66. He did horrible things to women who vibrate at 66. Can you see how we can start to solve the mysteries of someone just looking at the patterns of their name? Now, you want to know something that is even more disturbing? Well, let's find out. In the early 2000s, Epstein showed an interest in genetic engineering and artificial intelligence using his own sperm. In August 2019, it was reported that he started a baby ranch in New Mexico to impregnate 20 women at a time. He was starting his own version of transhumans. He planned to create a race of his DNA. Yeah. Now, he also planned to have his penis and head frozen. Now, if that doesn't creep you out. Now, why do I have the judgment card in here? Because he was born on the 20th, and the 20th card happens to be the judgment. And look at what is in the judgment card. All these people in boxes. It's almost like somebody's boxing in a new race, isn't it? And medical symbol, the cross, the red cross, could that be the genetic, the bloodline, the DNA bloodline? How fascinating does this get? So this man, do we truly know who he was? I mean, we know he was evil. His card is the devil. He's got the 15 in his name everywhere. So the hangman is how he hung himself. So I also looked for the pattern of 12. So when I was looking for the number 12, I saw that January, his date of birth, 1-2, well, that's the number 12. Epstein, 1-2, that's the number 12. So I did find the hangman pattern in his name, which I found extremely fascinating. So the story of Jeffrey Epstein is one of an evil, demonic agenda. And isn't it interesting that he was, whatever happened to him, hung himself, was hanged, whatever happened to him, we're just looking at his numbers and the tarot cards associated with it. So I found this all very fascinating, and I wanted to share it with you. Interestingly enough, look at this, almost like the card of judgment, like when you go to the gates and being judged, and the devil is down in hell, you know. So here we have his judgment day and hell, burning. See the burning in hell. Wow, this is fascinating, and I thought that you would find this fascinating also. So I just want to thank you for joining me in looking at the patterns of his name and figuring out the mystery of who he was. Now, one of the things that I want to tell you is that the sign for Capricorn is also the sign of the scythe, which is what the death card carries, that sigh. It's very interesting when you start to look at the symbols of the cards and how they relate to the different tarot cards. So you know what? This is some more information will probably come out on this, but I wanted to get out there and look at some of the patterns in his name, which I found to be absolutely fascinating, particularly the 6-6 in his name. He died at age 66 in a 6 personal year, and the number 66 means justice. In the Bible, it means something evil. And the word curse appears 66 times in the Old Testament, and the word curse has the letter numbers 15 in it, which is the number of the devil. There you have it, folks. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for being on my channel.